Hello there, it's me, Russell Brand. I'm on your phone, I'm on your feed, I'm on your device, I'm in your life right now, and I love you. If you like this, share it. If you don't like it, I am actually really sorry because I'm doing this to make you happy. I don't have to do this, well, probably driven by the ego, isn't it, on some level? But it's this determination for us to understand ourselves that continues to motivate the Trews. And today we're talking about teen self-harm, serious issue, one I'm personally connected to through the scars on my arm. Let's learn a little more about it.
Now, a study has found evidence of an alarming recent rise in self-harm among 13 to 16-year-old girls. Between 2011 and 2014, the number of cases that GPs recorded dealing with rose by 68%.
I think young girls are particularly prone to it. There's lots of changes going on for young girls around that time in their lives. There's certainly a lot of concerns around body image and social position and how they relate to their friends, what's happening to them when they're becoming young women. Social media and peer pressure becomes very, very important to that particular age group.
You're likely experiencing even this on social media, and if you are a young person that's experiencing any of these issues, I hope you'd reach out. That group, The Mix, they're excellent. I really endorse them. And there are other groups that we'll talk about at the end of this call. But I suppose what I want to say to you is that I reckon a lot of these conditions are exacerbated by a sense that you're not what you're supposed to be. Like the very idea of body image suggests, there is a form that I'm as an individual supposed to head towards, or there's a way that I'm supposed to feel, that other people's lives look different to mine and better than mine, and I want my life to be like that, or my life isn't how I want it to be. It's a strange and sad impetus that people are harming themselves, that you are harming yourself in this way. I think that there's a way out of it. I mean, I obviously bounced around in the world of addiction in various ways. Self-harm, like I've heard people argue that even biting your nails is a sort of the impulse of self-harm is present. And that thing where it's called like trichotillomania, I'm not saying it correct by a long stretch, where you pull out your hair. Self-harm has, like most things, various gradients, but I suppose at its root, its source is not loving yourself. And finding your way to loving yourself, accepting yourself, is an important part of the journey into adulthood. I imagine this phenomena is common in females because they're bombarded with lots of images of how they should be and what they should feel and what it is to be a young woman. And I reckon it happens a lot at adolescence because it's a period of transition from childhood into adulthood, and that somehow you want to mark the body. I mean, I'm sure there's all sorts of analytical ways you could go, but it's curious that rites of passage in Indigenous societies often involves ways of acknowledging change in the body, changing from a young person into an adult person, often has a ritualized form to it in societies that are not as detached from essence as the one we live in. And perhaps all psychosis are mutations of impulses that would be catered for in a society or a culture that was more connected to spirit, by which I mean to who we are in essence, as opposed to form, how we should be externally. So I feel that it is an external condition. It's being imposed upon you externally, but the thing that's being manifest internally is not necessarily a bad thing. I know it's not, actually, because I know that you are not bad or broken, but are in fact beautiful.
By the time Emily was 15, she was resorting to self-harm daily to try to deal with her emotions.
I think I was just so overwhelmed with life. Like, everything changes when you're changing schools. Like, everything is just always constantly changing, so much pressure on you.
When Emily stumbled across web forums promoting self-harm as a positive thing, it encouraged her to continue.
It's like an online community of people that are doing this, and they're like saying that it's a good thing, that it helps them.
That's curious when people identify around negativity, isn't it? Like online forums that sort of promote self-harm. I know that there are comparable things with anorexia, which sort of suggests that people coming together and bonding does have a real sort of momentum and energy behind it. But I suppose, wouldn't it be beautiful if that energy of coming together in union could be about acknowledging our wounds and healing our wounds, as opposed to disappearing more deeply into the darkness, a kind of anti-life force.
Experts say steering teenagers away from these sites is vital.
It might feel like reaching out to a community helps and you've got that support, but there is a real worry in sites and places that are pro-self-harm, because the advice they give could be harmful and dangerous.
Here are a few more facts about self-harming. Youngsters who self-harmed were about 9 times more likely to die an unnatural death than those who did not, 17 times more likely to die from suicide, and 34 times more likely to die from acute alcohol or drug poisoning. So in a way it's a signal, isn't it? It is a sort of a literal cry for help. It is an expression of something. I wonder if that impulse can be differently directed into an area that's beneficial both to the people suffering from self-harm and people around them. Researchers suggested a growing number of young women are experiencing mental health problems with contributing factors including worries about appearance, the rise of social media and online content around self-harming. These things could all be playing a role. It's interesting, I suppose, the continuum around consumerism and being regarded as a consumer more than as a civilian or a subject's not necessarily a particularly positive word, or as a community member. That if your main role in life is to consume products, then you are continually being told you're not good enough in order to stimulate the need to purchase. It seems that young people are vulnerable, and in this particular case, young women are particularly vulnerable, so perhaps more work needs to be done in reassuring, embracing, reaching out to and loving members of that community, both by trusted mentors and other members of that community, new ways of connecting to one another that celebrate ourselves and build ourselves rather than harming ourselves. If you are affected by this issue or know anyone, you could call the Samaritans in the UK, 116 123, National Suicide Prevention Line if you're an American person in America, and Lifeline in Australia, because we hope to be talking to all of the people in the world. The mix is also great if you're in the UK, but wherever you are in the world and whatever pain you are suffering, let it fall to me to tell you that you are beautiful, you are perfect, you have everything you need inside you, and coming together in different communities with different motivations will be part of your salvation, and I hope to see you along the way. Good luck. Thanks for watching this. Ta-da.